Hey y'all, and welcome back to the Sideliners. I'm Lainey.
I'm Annalise.
I'm Sawyer.
And today we've got a couple of things for you, starting with March Madness.
March.
March Madness.
Like Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Yeah. March Madness baseball season opener happened. So we put
On Tuesday?
Nope.
Tuesday?
Wednesday.
I don't know.
It was the 27th of March.
Moral
was the
story.
27th?
We'll talk about that.
Yes.
And then a little bit of hockey. And yeah. So
definitely not Wednesday. I was so wrong about that, but it's fine.
Okay, yeah, and then
Whatever, we'll continue.
let's just jump right
let's
into
get
it.
right into it.
Cue the music. Okay, so we're going to start off with March Madness because we're in the... Actually, we're not in the middle of March anymore.
The last day of
but,
March.
March Madness is going.
Yeah,
It's
pretty much.
going.
Next games are April 5th, which is the Final Four.
Yeah, the tournament is going to end this weekend pretty much, except for the championship on Monday.
Let it be known
Which I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, that
Why-
makes...
why can't they
would
make-
they not put it on
Why
Monday?
can't they make the Final Four like Friday and then...
At least put it on Sunday?
Yeah.
Moral
Yeah.
of the story is the Final Four games are going to be Saturday, the 5th, and the championship is going to be Monday on the 7th. So,
The Final Four being Florida, Duke, Houston, and Auburn.
yes. Duke and Houston.
All the one seeds,
Yeah.
which is that does not happen. It's very rare.
All the people who don't know anything about basketball who just looked at the numbers are going to win
Yes,
the
that's true.
brackets.
Yeah.
You were gonna
Namely,
say
Haley
something.
Groves.
Haley Groves is winning.
Haley Groves
And
is
Maddie,
first in
right?
our school.
No.
Maddie didn't do it? I thought she put all the one seeds.
Maybe she did. No, I don't think she did.
I know my sister put Vandy in the Final Four
Yeah.
in Tennessee, which I mean I can't really say anything.
The bracket group chat's really funny.
And one of them I put Clemson in the Final Four, which is brutal. They lost in the first round.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
I should have made multiple brackets. I
I also
only
put
made
Mizzou
one.
in the Elite Eight.
And
What?
Mizzou
It's
was
not.
out first round, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
to Drake.
Yeah.
God's
Yeah.
plan.
God's plan.
It was God's plan.
Let it be known, though, that Lipscomb was robbed.
Robbed.
The game was rigged.
Was it?
against
They lost by
Iowa
20.
State.
How much did they lose by again?
Okay.
It was rigged.
You know who was robbed? Purdue. Like actually, Houston probably does not deserve to be in the Final Four. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah.
Did you? Okay. There was one call. It was in the final like 20 seconds or something like that, and Houston had like a massive push off and then fade away too, which that's a foul, and they didn't call it. And then
Are you a Purdue fan?
I root for Purdue because my whole family does. My brother went to Purdue. My
Oh.
grandpa's a huge Purdue fan. So like I grew up being a Purdue fan as well as a Mizzou fan. But I'm going to Mizzou, so I'm more of a Mizzou fan, you know?
Yeah.
That Purdue's Big Ten, so it's not a big deal. I can root for them if I want to.
Yeah.
But-
Fair enough.
Yeah, they got robbed with that call. And then, so it was tied after that. And then it came back down to their Houston's offensive zone. And Braden Smith, he was the one like covering the inbound. And then he moved away from the inbound, leaving the Houston man open. And he just laid it in with 1 second left. And they won.
That sounds fair.
Sounds fair?
The call to play before it wasn't fair.
Oh.
Yeah, that part was just Braden Smith's mistake. But
they tied it with that one though, wasn't it?
I thought the layup was to win it.
Yeah, so they would have tied it with the.
Do they do
The
overtime?
foul, they tied it with the foul. Purdue was
Do they do
winning.
Overtime?
No,
No,
they won.
they won
But
it with
Houston
that.
won in the last second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then they just dominated Tennessee.
Do
Yeah.
they do that? Would they do overtime at March Madness? 'Cause
Mhm.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't
They have
a
to.
tie.
You can't
Yeah.
have a tie. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
overtime.
Yep.
I don't know the exact rules on overtime. If it's like how long it's the same rules, I guess, but like how long they are.
Yeah.
I think they just do it like I don't think
Until
there's one.
somebody-
I think that there's
What is
one-
overtime? Is it 7 minutes? How many minutes is it?
8.
In regulation, it's 5.
What?
Not regulation. Regular season, I'm pretty sure it's 5. No, that's hockey.
I thought it was 8 minutes.
I think it's 7 or 8 minutes. Yeah, and then they'll just overtime. Double
Yeah, none of the
overtime.
Mizzou games went to overtime this season, so I didn't see it. But I don't know. I'm a
But
hockey dude, not basketball.
moral of the story is Florida is going to play Auburn in the first game, and Duke is going to play Houston in the second game on Saturday.
I don't know, honestly. I feel like Florida's probably going to win, but I feel like it'll be a tough game.
Florida's favored. They should be favored. especially because Walter Clayton is just playing out of his mind right now.
Really?
Yeah, like in Florida's win over Texas Tech. Texas Tech was they were the only 3 seed to make it to the Elite Eight. Everybody else was 1 or 2.
Texas Tech was like on fire.
They were doing pretty good, which they had the easiest path because Arkansas beat St. John's.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not easy to beat Calipari, but still. With Texas Tech, yeah, they were winning. They were doing really good. They were winning by like over 10 points at one point.
Yeah.
And Walter Clayton Jr. just said, "I'm just like screw it. I'm gonna play my own basketball." And he took the basketball and just was dribbling around. He would like step behind the 3 and throw it up and make it.
Really?
Or,
So
like,
speaking
drive
of
in,
that
but-
game, let's talk about the Elite Eight. What happened there?
Okay, it was Florida over Texas Tech, Duke over Alabama by 20. But that's a lot.
Wow.
Houston over Tennessee by 19, which is also a lot. Tennessee just sucked. Like, it wasn't Houston playing that good. I mean, Houston, I guess their defense is their strong suit. They're also like a really gritty, rough team, which is probably why Purdue was one of the only teams to like give them a challenge. But then Auburn
Is
beat
Purdue
Michigan State.
pretty physical?
They're decently fit. They're gritty, yeah.
Okay.
Because they're super experienced.
Oh,
Because they went to the national championship last year and they have most of their roster still.
really?
Which Purdue's gonna be really good next year too, because they still have, like Braden Smith. I'm pretty sure is a junior. Lawyer's a sophomore or a junior. I think he's a junior.
Can you imagine being like a sophomore, like 19, maybe 20, and just being like
Like
one
Cooper
of the
Flag.
best?
Yeah.
Like Cooper Flag, he's our age pretty much. He
I
graduated
think
early.
ridiculous.
He did. He's 18.
He's-
Joe looked it up.
That's
and
just crazy.
That's
Anatomy.
ridiculous.
I'm
I
older
can't
than him.
imagine.
He'll probably go into the draft next year as a 19-year-old.
I hope he doesn't.
That's so cool.
I hope he plays another year of basketball at Duke. I understand if he wants to go to the NBA because that
He'd be
makes
a
sense.
number 1 pick. Like,
He'd be the number 1 pick right now,
It
but
would be
Yeah.
good for him to stay in college. Like,
I think it'd be good for him to stay in college. Like, he's not Zach Edey, but like Zach Edey, he had a chance to go in the draft. The only difference is he wasn't as good as Cooper Flag,
right.
NBA scout wise.
shade.
So, well,
No, you're
but
probably right.
Zach Edey didn't go number 1 overall. No, he didn't.
I don't think so.
He's more of he's a one style player. He doesn't play like Cooper. Cooper Flag is ridiculous because he plays both ways.
Very versatile.
Yeah, he's mobile and he's a big man.
He's really big, and yeah, he can.
Really?
He's not as big as Zach Edey. Nobody's as big as Zach Edey, but
How big is?
Cooper
Zach-
Flag.
Cooper
Yeah.
Flag, he's
Six-
not 7 feet, but he's like 6'8", 6'10".
Shut up.
Yeah,
Is he
he's
really?
tall.
He's up there.
I always
might be
hear
exaggerating
his
a little
name,
bit.
but I had no idea he was that big.
Yeah, he's big. Yeah.
Is he big too? Like, is he heavy?
No.
He's not like muscular. I said those words 4
Hello?
times. I got lost.
Muscly,
He's
muscular.
6'9",
That's tall.
205
And,
pounds.
okay, the
250
high school team he was on.
5.
205. He's probably skinny.
I mean, no.
He's not like skinny. He's not big, but
Do
he's
you have
not
a picture?
skinny.
Can I see?
Yeah.
He's right here.
Okay, so I actually can't see that screen.
Well, she's pulling.
We'll cut this out.
Oh, I figured he would look like skinnier if he's
No,
6'9".
he looks filled out. Like he looks.
Yeah, I figured like
He'll get bigger. I mean,
Yeah.
he's 18.
that's crazy.
That's what's like getting to me recently. There's like NHL players that are like
one kid
leading
that's
the
younger
league.
than you?
Yeah, like what's his name? Celebrini. He was in the draft last year, and he's like the Sharks' best player, and he's like a year and a half younger than me.
That's crazy.
I'm in high school.
Yeah.
That's nuts. He's making like $1 million.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Like seeing people our age that are like super successful already. Like,
Yeah,
shut up. Like, why are you doing better than everybody else?
yeah.
Why can't I be you?
It's true.
Might
He
not be all
said,
that. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Okay, well, that's pretty much all we have for March Madness. Moral of the story is be on the lookout because the Final Four is this weekend.
Yeah, Final
And then
Four
in
is
San Diego.
all one
Championship.
seeds.
Is Monday.
Yurt.
Yurt.
So we'll be able to talk about that next week.
Yep.
100%.
Okay. Well,
Baseball.
Moving on to baseball.
starting us off with baseball, we have the season opener from March 27th.
Which was not Tuesday.
No.
It was not
It was
Tuesday.
Thursday.
It's the 20. It's the
Thursday?
31st today.
Was Thursday 4 days ago? Was it?
Yes. I think
Thursday,
so.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it was. Okay.
Thursday.
So the season opener was between the Cards and who?
The season opener was everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, it was everybody?
Yeah.
Oh.
Everybody played, and then like the next I think they did like 3-game series, like for like all the teams. Like I know the Cardinals did. The Cardinals were in St. Louis for 3 games in a row against the Milwaukee Brewers. They won all 3 of them.
Go Cards.
They're pretty good, which is shocking because they were the only team in the offseason to make 0 deals or trades.
Wow. They
Like,
didn't
do
nothing.
crap. Yeah, they didn't do nothing.
Weren't they supposed to be bad?
So
And
all
they're supposed to be really bad. They were supposed to trade Arenado because they're like selling out, like trying to rebuild, but they didn't trade Arenado or Newt Bar.
Maybe
They
it was
traded-
just their secret. They knew their team was so good and they weren't going to change it.
Maybe
They had
honestly,
a-
3 games.
They were like, you
It's-
guys
I mean,
thought.
yeah, 3.
Imagine
I
they
mean,
win the first 3 games and none of the other
no,
ones.
that would be historic. But
That would be
they
historic.
the last time they won 3 games, their first 3 games, was 2006, which
Wow.
they won the World Series in 2006. So might happen. That'd be really cool. And then the last time they won 3 in a row at home was 2003, which I don't know much about 2003. I just know they won it in 2006.
Yeah.
I was born in 2006.
I was also born in 2006.
Booyah.
I was
You
born in
were not.
2007.
Loser.
Loser.
It's fine.
You should have chosen a better year to be born.
It's on you, really.
Yeah. You should have been like, Mom, hold on.
Just chill out for a second.
Hold on, that would make no sense.
I guess 6 more months.
Then I'd be even younger.
No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm,
yeah, that-
I'm
okay.
like 2 weeks away
Hurry
from
up.
the
That's- that-
grade cutoff.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
are.
yeah.
I'm pretty close to it, too, on the other side. But-
Okay. But
Anyways.
one of the interesting things about this new baseball season was these new bats that the Yankees have.
Oh, yeah. This is a big deal.
And they hired a physicist from MIT. His name's Lenny. We don't
We
know
don't know
his last name.
Yeah.
We just know that it's
Yeah,
Lenny.
it's
Like,
his name.
it's like on the DL.
No, I just
mean,
I just
everybody
didn't
knows
figure it
about
out.
Everybody knows about it.
Really?
But they're called torpedo bats.
Torpedo bats.
Basically, what we found is that it just brings more wood and mass to where the hitters make most contact.
Mhm.
So the idea is to increase the number of barrels and decrease the number of misses.
Huh.
So if you
I
look
mean,
at the
well,
picture,
yeah, I mean, if you're making a new bat, the idea is to make
yeah.
your average better.
but if you look at a picture, like,
It's they had a picture of the Yankees bats next to the whatever team they were playing. I think it was like the A's.
Okay.
But the A's bat, which was just a normal little slugger bat, was like it like gradually goes up until it reaches the end,
yeah.
pretty much, or like the barrel like is straight. But the Yankees bat, it like it looks like it like swells in the middle and
Yeah.
then goes back down a little bit.
Interesting.
But it's not like a huge swell, but you can tell it's bigger.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how they haven't thought of this before because it looks so simple.
They
Yeah.
haven't had a Lenny before, I'll tell you that much.
That's true.
But yeah,
But like, I guess the way they built it had to be much different because I feel like bringing more mass to the middle of the barrel is pretty logical.
and they can't make it heavier. The bat can't, like, if the bat's heavier, I feel like it's not.
Or they wouldn't?
Yeah,
They wouldn't,
they're
yeah.
still wouldn't. They're still made by Louisville Slugger, like they're still Louisville.
Yeah,
Slugger
like they're
bats.
custom
Okay.
from the Yankees, and like everybody else can make them too now.
Yeah,
because they're like out there. But I mean,
But the Yankees got 'em first.
yeah,
Been there.
exactly.
They have
And-
practice on them.
Mm.
they're crazy.
And which they seem to work because their first I forget which game it was, the first, second, or third game. The Yankees, which is, I mean that's all the games they've played, but they hit 3 home runs off the first 3 pitches of the game.
Holy moly.
So 3 pitches, 3
With
points.
the new bats, they're all
That's
happy.
With the new
Crazy.
bats, yeah. And then they hit like 4 in 1 inning and had 9 home runs total, which is like
That's
like
insane.
a record. And they scored 20 runs in that game. They won like 20-9 or something like that.
Holy crap.
Didn't the whole team
Yeah.
except one guy use them? So
I'm pretty sure Judge was the only one that didn't use it
Why?
because he's like really good. So he's probably like, I don't need
Didn't
it.
wanna
I'm
switch
just gonna
it.
use my own stuff because like it works.
yeah,
Fair enough.
I mean, he's hit records like of home runs before, so I don't blame him. But
Well-
if Aaron Judge uses a torpedo bat and he hits it, like he hits it, I feel like it's hitting, like it's gonna hit a building behind it.
Let's move on to the Juan Soto stuff.
Moral of this story is
Torpedo bats are cool.
the bats work really well, and other teams will probably be using them soon. But yeah,
Not as well as the Yankees.
Not as well as the
Yeah,
Yankees.
there has to be something special about how they make them.
Probably.
Because like if they're that hard to like, if like they just now figure out how to make them, then there's probably something weird on how you have to make them.
Lenny is probably the secret.
He's a special guy.
From MIT.
Yep.
Okay,
I mean,
and the
it's Lenny.
it's Lenny.
This is your fault. Okay, moving on. We have Juan Soto went from the Mets
Juan
to
Soto
the Yankees.
sounds like Han Solo.
Wow, that's really good.
It does.
Okay, well, he went from the Mets to the Yankees, which was a very highly anticipated trade, apparently.
Yeah.
But his first game didn't go good.
Yeah,
Tell
he
me
was
about
supposed
that.
to be like really good when he got there, but then he played really bad.
Because he's,
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's only been 3 games, so he
Yeah.
he has 160 something games left.
I mean, yeah, but
But-
like the first 3.
Didn't he
They're
like
important.
strike out the first?
What he did, he's like he's one of the best players in the league, and the Mets were like very excited to have him. All the fans were there. I saw many posts like ridiculing him, saying like the season's over basically.
Oh,
But
no.
because there was a situation, he had 2 strikes. I don't remember how many balls he had. Probably not that many, because he swung. But or maybe I don't know. It doesn't matter. He swung at a pitch that was way outside the zone, which is very unlike Juan Soto.
It's unlike a
So, like-
seasoned baseball player.
It's true, but especially Juan Soto.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to see a pitch if it's going 90 miles an hour anyway. But Juan Soto
That is
is
true.
really good. He has sight. I mean, he almost won the World Series last year with the Yankees. But he swung at it, and everybody was like, "Oh wow, like he's not good no more. Everybody, we're gonna lose all their games."
Poor
But
guy.
yeah, that was just. I just saw that everywhere on social media. Like he was being ridiculed for it.
Really?
But I mean, he'll recover. It's fine. Like they
Okay.
shouldn't be freaking out that much. They're just excited for the season, and then they got let down with that one swing. So that's probably what they were doing. But
So I guess we'll just see how the Mets
Did he play
go the rest
fine
of
the other
season.
2 games? Like that was 1 game.
I'm not sure. I didn't like watch or like check in on him.
Yeah.
But
Poor Juan.
because we're in the midst of history in St. Louis with
Oh.
with
Cards.
with the
Yeah.
Cards and the Blues.
And I thought the Blues were. I'm gonna sound really stupid. I thought
They
the
were
Blues
mediocre?
Philly.
And Philly.
Whoa.
They were in Philly.
Nope, St. Louis Blues. Yeah.
I don't
There's
know where I
the
got
Philadelphia
that. Why?
Flyers are the NHL team.
Okay, but before we need to go to the next segment if we're going to talk about hockey.
We would talk about a little bit about hockey because I want to, because the Blues are really good right now. And that's very exciting for me because I'm a huge Blues fan. Like, I'm a bigger Blues fan than I'm a Mizzou fan, I would say.
I remember you coming
But-
to school with your big old Blues jersey on.
We
very
all wore it
often
on
when
picture
we were
day.
little.
We did, yeah. I wear my Blues jersey every picture day for like 6 years in a row.
Yeah, it's been a lot of years.
It's been a lot of years. It's awesome. But I started wearing it in like 2019, I guess, because when they won the cup. But I wore it to school that day because they won the cup. Or we're going to. Right now, there's like 7 games left. They have 7 games left until the playoffs. And about like 10 games ago, they weren't in the playoff cut line. Maybe a little
Really?
while longer ago. But the Canucks were in it, and the Wild had the first wild card spot in the Western Division Conference. And the Blues right now, they're on a 9-game win streak, which is by far
Crazy.
the longest in the NHL right now.
That's crazy.
And they the second longest was the Avalanche, which was like 5 or 6 or something like that. When we had an 8-game win streak, but we beat them on our 9th. So now it's like we're like way ahead. Which, I mean, we're not in a competition of win streak, but it's like the second longest in Blues history. And this also happened in 2019. They had a 11-game win streak in March.
wow.
Or March or February. That's the second month. But in 2019 they were like last in the league in January, So like they had
Wow.
0 chance of making the playoffs, and then they won 11 in a row and won the cup,
That's
Wow.
insane.
which is awesome. It's like was the coolest thing ever. It was the best year ever. It was so much fun.
It was the comeback of a lifetime.
It was awesome.
Maybe history will repeat itself.
It's possible. Yeah.
The patterns.
Man, we have 2006 with the Cards and 2019 with the Blues.
Yeah. Which the Cards have won it like 7 times. The Blues their only win was 2019
Okay,
and possibly 2025. It could
Knock,
happen.
don't knock on some
But,
wood.
Gosh.
like if you know the Blues, this year could be a year because of how they play.
really?
Like,
Like,
they're
they've been doing
playing.
really good.
They're the best team in the league.
That's
right
so
now,
cool.
at the moment.
I guess we'll just have fingers crossed for that then.
Very.
Yeah. But they're in the playoff by like 6 points right now?
They're in the lead by 6 points over the Canucks, and then Calgary is 7 points behind. I'm pretty sure. And then the Wild just lost the game. And when we were beating the Avalanche, so we went up. They stayed where they're at, so we're tied with them at 85 points in the wild card spot. The only thing that means is we can't get like a regular spot. We can only get wild card spot. If we get the first wild card spot, we'll play the Vegas Golden Knights, and then go on to a second round with like Dallas or Edmonton. Dallas or Edmonton. Which that's a pretty tough lineup. But Vegas is more favorable than I think than the Jets right now, because the Jets have like they were the team that had the historic start with like 14 games in a row, not in a row, but like with points at least, which is crazy. But yeah, that's the only thing the wild card spot means is we'll play either a better team or a worse team,
Okay.
in points wise.
Cool.
Vegas has won a cup before in the recent years, so they have experience in the playoffs, but that's the only difference.
Okay. Well, I guess that's all we have for you today.
Yeah.
This has been the Sideliners. I'm Lainey.
I'm Annalise.
I'm Sawyer.
and
Thanks
we'll
for listening.
see you next week with more news.
Yee.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Oh, wow.